Hey, what's going on, everybody? Matthew here from MatthewH9.com. Be sure to check out MatthewH9.com after this video. Today's video, I wanted to show you guys a new script that you can check out for testing WPS wireless security. It is a Linux script, and it only works on Linux operating systems with the required dependencies. So I recommend you download Kali Linux to use this script. So it is called Revdk3, and you can get it from MatthewH9.com. Basically, what this script does, and the fastest way that I can explain it is that it is a script that allows you, well, assists you with cracking WPS. The beauty part about it is if you're having problems with the access point AP limiting, or you're getting constant WPS locking, this script is made just for helping you with that kind of stuff. It uses probably a script that you may have heard of before, or a feature that you may have heard of before from Revdk3, which allows you to perform a variety of attacks against wireless networks, such as far as flooding the area with bogus access points and stuff like that, DDoSing access points and stuff like that. The beauty part is this plugin, or this script actually, will detect the WPS locking on routers that you're testing, and will reboot those routers when the access point locks. So you don't have to worry about the access point locking, because when it does, the script detects it, and then performs a flood attack towards the router, and causes the router to reboot, and then the WPS lock is unlocked again, so it performs the attack for you again. Now, there's no guarantee that this is actually going to work for you. You're welcome to try it out. The features on this, I recommend you try all three options that you can pick from when you're doing this, but I'm going to show you how to get this started, and you're pretty much on your own. There is another way I heard of an offline attack, but I'm not aware of how it works just yet, so I'll probably do a video maybe later down the road when it's publicly known if it still works and all. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to get started. So you want to download the Revdk3 from my website, or if you can find it on Google, you can get it off Google. So I have a link here. Go ahead and download it, and it should be downloaded. And I'm going to go ahead and open up the home folder, because I had problems with permissions or something like that. For some reason it was saying it didn't exist, but I am running this off of a live CD, so bear with me. So I'm going to ls this directory, and it should be in here for you as well. It should be in the root directory. So I'm going to give this file permission so that it can execute, because it needs execute permission. So we're going to need to give it permissions to execute, so that's chmod space plus lowercase x and then the file name. So I'm going to, for some reason I can't type it out. I don't know if it's because it's running in virtual machine or something, but it was really weird. I had to drag and drop this file here to give it permissions. And as you can see, it's gray. It needs to be green. So it should be green now. It's green. So make sure your wireless card is enabled, and you have a compatible wireless card that supports monitor mode and raw frame injection, because if it doesn't, this script's not going to work for you. So you can check out my website under the hardware section. There are some links for wireless cards. If you don't have one that's compatible, you can get one from Amazon from my link on my site. So what you have to do now is just type // and hopefully this will work. Yes, it did finally. Okay, I've got the auto type for me. So I just press enter, and now it's asking us what wireless interface we want to have. We want to use there's WLAN 1, WLAN 2, etc. What you want to make sure you do is you make sure you have the right wireless card. So I'm going to type in iwconfig real quick, and make sure that WLAN 0 is there, and it is right there. So it's WLAN 0 that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to type in WLAN 0. Helps if I spell it correctly too. Press enter. It's going to put your card into monitor mode, and then we need to get the MAC address of the access point. And the way I found to do this is actually if you can either do this two ways. First, it doesn't show with WASH, so you have to do this on your own. I know what access point I'm going after is my own access point. Hopefully I get the right MAC address, because one has WPS enabled and the other one doesn't. So hopefully I get the right one. And either way, I'm not going to be cracking my own network anyway, so I'm just going to show you guys how to get started with using it, and then you're pretty much on your own. Like I said, I don't insist with unethical hacking, so if you're going to be targeting your neighbors with this, I'm not going to help you with that. You're on your own, because I don't assist with that kind of stuff, so don't bother asking. So to get the MAC address, I'm going to show you real quick how you do this. For me, what I do is I run an arrow dump, because I already know what access point I'm going for, and I can't see because my microphone's in front of me. And I'm on 0, so I'm going to run an arrow dump, an arrow dump with mon 0, and it's going to list the access points that are around me. I don't see my network showing up. I don't know if it's because the network is the same name and AirDump doesn't detect the same names, or what. I'm pretty sure the router is I think it's actually might not be on. Yeah, it's on. I was just making sure that my router was on, and it is on. I believe it is this one. I don't want to be attacking the wrong network, but I believe it's this one. So we're getting the MAC address, and the MAC address is actually, if I can click this, the MAC address, for you guys that don't know, is the BSSID. So on the left-hand side of arrow dump is the MAC address of the access point. So I'm going to go ahead and Control C to stop arrow dump, and hopefully I can get this screen over here, and it doesn't look like I'll be able to get I'll have to run an arrow dump again. But anyways, you'll want to copy the BSSID of the access point, and I'm probably gonna have to run this again because I cut it off. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna Control C now, and just want to make sure I get the right one, because I don't want to be attacking the wrong one in this video. Alright, so this should be the right access point right here. You want the BSSID and the ESSID. You'll need the full thing, so make sure you copy the whole ESSID later. So here's the MAC addresses, the BSSID, and I press enter. Now it's asking for the ESSID of the access point, and that's the name of the access point. And this is the name of the access point right here. Towards the right hand side, it's under the ESSID, so I'm going to put that in. Right click paste, you can copy and paste it, and press enter. Now it's going to spoof your MAC address. It's actually going to change your MAC address, and this can take a little bit of time for it to change your MAC address. So now I need some music to entertain you guys while this is spoofing your MAC address. And there we go. Now it's telling you some things like if the channel hops and stuff like that after it reboots, you can specify a channel. I'm just going to use everything as default. Just as default. You can change this to your likings on your own. I'm not going to cover this whole thing, but I'm just going to use everything as default. So I'm just going to press enter, and just going to press enter again for the pin delay switch, and for the timeout switch I'm just going to leave it as default. So I'm pressing enter, and then it has the default command it's going to use. I'm going to press enter one last time, and it's going to ask us what type of attack we want to perform. Now, all three of these I recommend you try. Whichever one doesn't work for you, I'd go from option 1 to option 2 to option 3 and see which one works best for you. If none of them work for you, I can't really help you with that. Just wait until I come up with another video on this. What I recommend you do is that if you're doing this testing, you make sure that the access point has a signal of higher than 40. Mine in this case is -18, and that's because I'm actually close to the access point. Now, when you're too close to the access point, the signal will be lower, and when you're too far away from it, it'll be low as well. So being too close and being too far away from the access point can affect you from being able to get a good signal, just so you know. So you might have to move farther away or get closer to the access point, or if you're too far away, you'll have to get something to amplify the signal for your wireless card to boost the signal so it can pick up the access point from farther away. So just want to mention that. So I probably won't have much luck, and I'm not even really going to show you guys me cracking it, but I'm just going to show, just going to go with option 2 here. Just going to press 2 and press enter, and then of course it's showing you the commands and all that, and then following by pressing enter again will perform the attack. And now it's starting the MDK flood. It's going to try to associate with my access point. It probably won't be able to because the signal is not good enough. We'll see what happens. So it's a failing to associate, and that doesn't surprise me. You might actually run into a problem like this as well, and it's going to try to associate with the access point. Hopefully it'll be able to associate, and it associated. Yay! It actually associated. So now it failed again, and it's going to have to try to associate with the access point. And like I said, this is because I'm too close to the access point, so it's going to keep failing to associate with the access point because the signal is too low for the access point, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't think that I'm going to have any chance of actually doing anything with this network. It's just going to fail to associate with the access point. So with that being said, I don't believe I'm going to be able to show you anything else. Problem is I'm actually too close to the router and when I'm performing this attack, so I believe it's just going to keep failing to associate. And of course you'll experience this problem too if you're too far away from your access point. So I don't know if I have enough time. I don't really want to turn this video into an epically long video, but it appears it's trying now. Let's see what it's going to do. Failed to penetrate, so it looks like it's going to try to associate with the access point. It's got a bad signal, so I don't think it's going to be able to do anything with this attack, sadly. I don't even think this script will be able to help with association when you're too close to the access point. But yeah, I'd recommend that you're not too close to the access point and you're not too far away from it. You have to have a signal of at least 40, -40, I believe, or higher for this attack to work. So just make sure that the signal is something within that range, because if it's lower than 40, then you're going to have a hard time with this and it's probably not going to work. So that's just a heads up. Anyways, this has been Matthew, and be sure to check out MatthewH9.com after this video, and hopefully this script helps you out. And if it does, give this video a like. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the description below, and be sure to check out some of my other videos. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, be sure to subscribe, because I'll be releasing videos when I can. And thanks again for watching.